Today we're going to look at techniques 5 and 6. We have completed techniques 3 and 4 last week, and so today is 5 and 6. And then the following week, we will look at technique 7, the Amarea flame. And after that, we will take a 4 to 6 week break, which is recommended before we continue more flame body. But today I'm really excited. This was the most fascinating part of my research into the flame body techniques, looking at the shadow body. We all have a shadow body. Specifically, we're going to talk about the Melchizedek black hole, the net, the beast system, the elemental attachments, figment attachments, shadow dancers. We're going to talk about all of the shadow body anatomy as best as we can. If you are curious about learning this yourself, or you want to read about this yourself, I am going to show you where to go and what to read. Okay. So here we have the master document. I'm going to make it smaller. You want to go to the essential newcomers techniques. Here is where you will find all of the recordings of all of the techniques. They are audio recordings. Some of the recordings are not very clear. They're not very, what's the word I'm looking for? I guess they have distortions in them because they're recorded on tape. So you can hear the tape stretching and shrinking, and you can hear the speed up and slow down of the voice, right? So that can be distracting. But you can listen to the CDs here. Also, the Dance for Life manual is here. Okay. And this is where you're going to read about the shadow body. You're going to find the graphics, which I'm sharing today with you in this document. Shadow dancers, Metatronic code, and signs of the beast system. All right. So much detail. A timeline of human history, what's been happening with the attempted conquest of the planet. We're like on page 190 something, right? To look at the shadow body. We're going to do technique 5 and 6. So they're all here. I apologize. I'm scrolling through really quick to try to find the graphics. Here we go. So we have very, very detailed graphics to explain more about the 4 hearts of the 4 black hearts, the heart of Anubis, some of these implants that have been placed in our field as a result of the shadow body. And we're going to explain some of this today. Okay, so I highly recommend go to page like 185, 180, and start to scroll through and look at these graphics. I will use this graphic to share with you, and as I begin to explain more about the shadow body. This information is, I highly recommend that we take a close look at this. This explains what is happening, why we don't have memories, why we're not astral traveling, what is happening, right? Again, I refer you to the Dance for Life manual, which explains also what are ghosts, what is astral traveling, what is dreaming, and what is daydreaming. What is happening in these circumstances with your astral body, with your D4 or your D3 mental plane. And so it explains all of these things. Everybody always wondered, what is a ghost? What is astral traveling? What happens when you die and a part of your energy is left behind as a ghost? Does that mean that all of you is a ghost or just part of you? This explains everything. It is the most fascinating part of learning about this flame body so far for me. It helps me understand a lot of what are mysteries, what we clearly don't fully understand. So first, I'm going to go into the shadow body anatomy and the net. Okay, so the net, well, I'll just start from basic history. So 25,500 BC, the fallen angelics of the Melchizedek and phantom black hole systems created the net, the Nibirian electrostatic transduction field on Earth. So electrostatic transduction field, net. Through installment of the NDC grid, Nibirian Diotic Crystal Grid. The net is a part of a large anti-Christiac crystal-based technology machine, okay? It was created a long, long time ago with the intention of pulling our time matrix into the Melchizedek black hole system as energetic food. So Earth has been siphoned vampirically from the Melchizedek black hole. The intention is to pull all of our time matrix into that hole. It creates an artificial electrostatic field within the radial body of its life forms, through which a reversed matrix electrostatic replica of matter forms, called the shadow body. It's formed in the phantom matrix black hole. So all of us have a shadow body. It was formed because it was a replica of our actual physical body that can be used to siphon our energy, our life force from, okay? Now, I know in the New Age spiritual community, there are teachers who teach cutting your cord from your shadow body, throwing away, getting rid of your shadow body. That is not what the MCEO Freedom Teachings teaches. All right. It is basically designed to have control over human beings, right? To take over Earth's Templar, to use us as a tool, to pull us into the Melchizedek black hole. The net machine transmits artificial D13R blue sword current through Earth and its life field via a series of shields implants called the 4 black hearts of Metatron. So we have these 4 black hearts of Metatron, and we have the Metatronic seed atom. And when they activate, it creates the fire sword initiation. And then that is how the Melchizedeks draw Earth and our time matrix permanently into the black hole. The first heart activated in Earth's Templar in 22,326 BC. The Melchizedeks activated the last 4th heart unseed atom on March 23rd, 2002. So we are now in fire sword initiation. So when we did the Silver Sanctum and the Amorea radial body activations, that protects us from the Metatronic 4 hearts and the seed atom implants that are activating within their personal and body Templar. The shadow body can be healed through severing the Melchizedek matrix net feeding cords of their shadow dancer attachments. So we are going to heal and also to sever that connection with the black hearts in our shadow body. Okay, there are several ways in which our energy and our life force is being siphoned into the black hole through those implants. We have elemental attachments and figment attachments, and then there are also shadow dancers. So I'm going to get into the elemental attachments. Elemental attachments are trapped elemental spirit beings from the planetary elemental field in phantom matrix that are drawn into the bodies and biofields of humans, animals, plants, minerals, and elements from the living time matrix through the shadow body and inorganic Metatronic Melchizedek universal shield implant system. That's all a big mouthful. Essentially what it is, little spirit beings that are attaching to the shadow body to siphon into the black hole, okay? They feed off life force energies of the living and shadow body, causing shield and DNA template damage and miasmic buildup. So they cause DNA damage and miasms to build and increase. They are used as a vehicle through which our shield templates can be progressively eroded, fragmented, and broken down. All right. I almost want to look at them like parasites, maybe is what they are, feeding on our system, attaching and siphoning and causing buildup of miasms and problems. All right. Now, figment attachments are thought form beings that have a life of their own. Okay. And so what else do I want to mention about them? Yes, they also attach within the emotional, elemental, mental, and shadow bodies of humans, animals, plants, and elementals. They are invisible. They are chaotically arranged mass thought form life fields that hang in the atmosphere as tools for energy stealing. Okay, so part of me wants to say that these figment attachments are when you get a negative thought, or when you get a negative vision about something that is not true. Okay, and they can cause havoc. People think it's really them having these thoughts, seeing these things, imagining these things happening. It can cause anxiety. It can cause depression, right? It's an energy stealing thought form beings. That's what they are. Okay, what else I want to mention about them? I think that's it, essentially. This is how I'm explaining what these things are. Of course, there's more details in the Dance for Life manual. but they are another energy stealing, feeding tube type of source that draws energy from us, right? Now, with shadow dancers, they are highly intelligent, intellectually sophisticated, fallen angelic races existing within the 11.5 reverse dimensional fields of the Melchizedek black hole system, who chose to adopt the anti-Christiac cutoff from D12 divine blueprint, reversed matrix Metatronic code. They are dark avatar collectives of the Melchizedek black hole. They carry the permanent and irreparable mutation of the Metatronic code, and they are known as our shadow dancer attachments. They use the sophisticated external anti-Christiac Templar technologies of the beast and the shadow to progressively drain life force energies and hijack living consciousness from the universal Vecca system. With the birth of the beast and the shadow dancers came the simultaneous unnatural birth of the shadow body, elemental attachments, and figment attachments. So really, they are the highly intelligent beings from the black hole system that attach to our shadow body. They are the dark avatars, okay? And interestingly, when people channel, when they're channeling Archangel Michael, that is what is coming in through the shadow body into their D3 mental body, giving them messages, showing them pictures, telling them stories, right? Siphoning their energy to this thing. And that is how a dark avatar actually can take over a vessel completely and replace you and to be in your body. That is what they want. They're taking all your energy, and that is what can happen. So that's why channeling is dangerous. That is why it is not okay to channel in that way. Nobody should ever come into contact with your energy in that way, right? Now I understand. So what's interesting about this is, I wonder if I read this properly. Let me just find my notes. These things are seen psychically as dark masses in an energetic field, okay? They can be in the chakras. They can be in the grid, in any location within your Templar grid. All right, and they are typically seen with a red aura or outline. That is what those are. That they are seen by people who do energy healing work. They see the black mass with a red outline. That is what those are in your field, because they're attaching to your shadow body. But we don't want to remove our shadow body. We want to heal our shadow body, right? And we want to make our shadow body in union with us by disconnecting it from all of that potential. And that potential is happening because of the 4 black hearts, the 4 Metatronic hearts, the seed atom, the black heart of Anubis. If we remove the connection to that, then we are healing the shadow body. So that is techniques 5 and 6. So we have completed Astral Awake, Aware, and Able. That is releasing the astral body for interdimensional travel. We completed the Eros Flame and Silver Sanctum, which is activating the Eros Flame, opening the radial body to the universal Vecca system, clearing the soul body and activating DNA. We completed the Commanding Silence from the Inner Throne of Power, which is Amaria Flame Activation Level 1, connection to the Oversoul and the whole universe, communication with our higher selves and the guardians. And now today we are doing Shadow Body Anatomy Clearing and Healing and Shielding, which is Amaria Flame Activation Level 2. The first thing we have to do is we have to do the Quick Seal before, but we are doing that on a daily basis, the Eckasha Quick Seal, and the Throne of Power directly before. So I'm going to lead you into a very quick visual of the Throne of Power once more. That is going into the thymus, right? Within the thymus gland. We're going to activate this again, and then we will do technique 5 and 6 today, okay? So I'm going to get you to relax in your seat where you are, sitting up nice and straight. Taking a deep breath to get settled into your spot where you are. Within the thymus gland, we have the deep azure blue azurite crystal sphere located within the azure point of the thymus gland. Within the azurite crystal lies the throne of power, the center point of the embodied Eka God seed through which the eternal flame Avamorea embodies. You, as a Maharic spark, travels within the azure, inside a cosmic egg within the azurite flame, within the deep blue azurite crystal sphere. Here is the sanctuary within, the inner temple of Kemalotea, the eternal safe ground and perpetual guardian of one's personal, eternal, direct relationship to God Source. Take Maharic breaths in to expand the egg. Maharic breaths is pulling the Maharic frequency from Earth's Templar into yours, into your shield, allowing it to expand and fill that cosmic egg within the azure point. Another deep breath, pulling in that silver blue frequency into your thymus area, the azure, and saying out loud to yourself or in your head to yourself, I am peace now. I am at one with all. I'm in a safe and loving universe now. I am love and I am loved. I am innocent. I am healed. I know my eternal truth now. I am eternal truth now. I am one with God now. I express as God now. And so it is. Take Maharic breaths into every cell, sending them that truth, and find places of resistance in your body. And when you find those places of resistance, I would like you to command these statements to that location. I am the voice of peace. I am the voice of knowing. I am the voice of God's self. I now address thee and send to you now from my unlimited store of eternal power and love any healing that you may require, and send that to all of those disharmonic areas within your system by inhaling the Maharic frequency and exhaling to pool in those areas. Inhale Maharic frequency into the egg, which is encased by the flame, by the azurite crystal in the azure point. And as you exhale, expand a disc horizontally outward from this azure point and feel this disc slowly rotating. Inhale to contract it back in and deposit it into your throne of power, into the azure point. Very good. We now begin technique 5, born free, live free, shadow healing preparation, releasing elemental and figment attachments. The purpose of this technique is to assist the shadow body to lighten its load by releasing portions of the miasmic content, allowing the shadow body to more easily link with natural Christiac body for healing. We will begin technique 5. So relaxing in your spot where you are as you were. I'm going to walk you through the visual techniques. Okay. So after completing that step of the azure meditation and the throne of power, call to mind the image of your silver sanctum, the pale silver blue Eckasha capsule, and imagine an image of the silver sanctum centered within the amorite egg, within the azurite flame and the azurite crystal, at the azure point and at the base of the thymus gland. Inhale Maharic current up into the azure and directly into your silver sanctum capsule, stationed within the amorite egg, which is at the azure point. Exhale Maharic current into your silver sanctum, using the exhale breath to expand the silver sanctum capsule and everything around it, through and outside of the physical and etheric bodies and into the auric field, several feet out from the body. Take 3 more deep inhale, exhale, Maharic breaths, exhaled into the expanding silver sanctum to complete its expansion outward into the auric field, completely surrounding the physical and etheric bodies several feet out on all sides. Feel yourself sitting calmly and peacefully within the sacred space of your silver sanctum. Close your eyes and breathe slowly and deeply for a few moments, feeling your internal crystal's power base as a living wave of consciousness that is alive and awakened within you. Relax your physical facial muscles, relaxed and peaceful, contented smile. Move your focus to the Iyambi point just below the navel. Imagine you can see trapped, distorted, density 1 elemental and figment attachment power centers. Imagine the attachment power centers as small, shiny black spheres, like polished coal, that orbit around and there appears to be a central dark sun, the dark fallen sun, which appears within the central vertical current at the Iyambi point as a rotating dull gray-black sphere resembling metallic iron, about the size of a golf ball, that is surrounded by a radiant, murky-looking yellow-orange static aura about 1 inch thick. The dark sun around which the attachment power centers orbit is the D1.75 heart of Anubis, 4th black heart of Metatron implant, that draws and holds attachments within the density 1 shadow body. Breathing calmly and slowly for a moment, observe, imagine this shadow solar system that is formed by the density 1 metallic iron Anubis black heart implant and carbon crystal cores of the reversed matrix density 1 attachment shields. Just observing this area here. Take a few inhale, exhale, Maharic breaths upward. Bring this current upward to form a pale silver Maharic sphere within the 4th heart chakra. Place your right palm over the Iyambi point below your navel. Inhale and Maharic breath and draw the Maharic sphere from the 4th chakra upward and into the Azare point at the thymus base. Exhale Maharic current into the Amorea egg at the center of the Azurite flame within the Azurite crystal throne of power. Inhale a Maharic breath up into the Maharic sphere in the Azure Amorea egg. Exhale to push the Maharic sphere all the way down from the Azure into the 4th heart chakra, down the right arm, through the right palm, pushing the Azure-coated Maharic sphere directly through the Iyambi point and into the center of the dark sun, Metatronic iron heart implant. Take some more. Inhale, exhale, Maharic breaths. Exhale, Maharic current forcefully into the dark sun. Down your right arm, into the dark sun, below your navel. Bring that silver blue frequency into the dark sun through your hand. Place your mental attention on the dark sun implant and hold a clear mental intention of, we co-create attachment healing now. We co-create attachment healing now. Dur et e, Isa nur un e, Ta'eda. Dur et e, Isa, nur un e, Ta'eda. Dur et e, Isa, nur un e, Ta'eda. The linguistic template reprogramming fire letter language command. This grid, LTR grid, in the ancient Elohai Elohim Anuhazi language, uses the language of the notice to call upon the portions of your personal consciousness that exist in the form of organic base 12 divine blueprint notice consciousness of the D123 nodes within your density 1 telluric shield, the LTR tones activate the node flame in its base 12 ray in the full Maharic coding to assist you in co-creative healing. Upon contact with the node tone command and the Azure-coded Maharic current, imagine that the dark sun implant momentarily shudders, wobbles, stops rotating. As the dark sun momentarily ceases to rotate, imagine that the attachment's small black carbon crystal sphere shield cores begin dropping downward out of their orbit around the dark sun implant. Inhale Maharic current upward to chakra 2 at the navel. Exhale forcefully, using the breath to activate density 1 telluric shield. Imagine that your telluric shield pops out from chakra 2 core, orange seed crystal seal, which appears as a small grape-sized orange crystal sphere within your central vertical current. Imagine that your telluric shield extends outward on a horizontal plane from chakra 2, orange crystal seed seal. Imagine your telluric shield extending outward from your body at the chakra 2 navel area to form a 3-foot rotating disc of pale pink, pale peach, pale yellow light, surrounded by a pale silver Maharic aura. Inhale Maharic current upward into chakra 2 at the center of your telluric shield. As you inhale, imagine the inhale breath drawing all of the freed, shiny black spheres of the attachment's core carbon crystals into the chakra 2 orange seed crystal seal. Imagine that the orange sphere of the chakra 2 orange seed crystal seal momentarily turns a deep, dark, murky, orange-brown hue as the seed seal collects the freed miasmic attachment carbon core crystals. Inhale Maharic current into the second chakra, orange seed crystal seal. Imagine the image of your small pale silver blue Eros flame at the Yumbi point, just below the navel. Exhale Maharic breath into chakra 2. Imagine the pale silver blue Eros flame flares upward, its top point piercing the orange seed crystal seal at the center of chakra 2. Inhale a slow, gentle Maharic breath up through the pale silver blue Eros flame and into the murky orange sphere of the miasm-loaded chakra 2. Exhale Maharic current into the seed seal murky orange sphere. Imagine the small, shiny black miasmic attachment crystal spheres all simultaneously pop, transmuting into tiny radiant sparks of pale silver blue Eros energy that quickly cool down to form tiny pale silver blue smooth celestite crystal spheres. Imagine that the celestite crystal spheres form the color of chakra 2 seed crystal seal, clears and glows radiant orange now, returning to its natural D2 orange wavelength color frequency. With your mental focus on the spiraling vortex at chakra 2, place your left palm over the front spiral of the vortex at the navel. Inhale Maharic current into chakra 2. Exhale Maharic current horizontally, running a thick pale silver stream of Maharic current backward and forward through out of the front and rear chakra 2 spirals. As you exhale, imagine that the tiny celestite crystal spheres containing the shields of the previous attachments are magnetically drawn into your left palm that is covering the front chakra 2 spiral. Imagine that the pale silver blue sparks of Eros energy gently spiral outward from the rear of chakra 2 to disperse as pale silver blue glittering cloud within your auric field about 1 foot out behind the physical body. Return to your regular breathing. Breathe gently for a few moments. Imagine that your telluric shield automatically contracts back into chakra 2 behind the navel as the last celestite crystal draws into your left palm. Close your left hand around the invisible celestite crystals. Lift your hand upward a bit away from your body as you're about to let a butterfly fly free from your left hand. Open your left hand, palm facing outward. Ghost-like beings made of silver blue Eros light joyfully fly free from your left hand. You have freed the elementals and figments to return to their natural Christiac evolutionary path, issuing a joyful telepathic thank you to you for loving them enough to set them free. Before disengaging your attention, issue your own telepathic thank you to your own D12 crystals avatar self, the notice consciousness of the rays and the one God source of all creation, for this blessed opportunity to co-create healing through frequencies and consciousness of divine Christiac love. Wonderful. I'm going to show you an image of the details of these locations of where these implants are, the 4 hearts of Anubis here. And so we have cleared the second chakra area, black heart, and the miasmic imprint that was there with that meditation. Okay, as we go through these flame bodies, we are releasing and clearing these implants and miasms that attach to our shadow body. Okay. We are now going to enter into technique 6. We're just going to go right into the next one before we complete. Shadow body shielding, shadow healing. Step 1, shadow body silver sanctum bonding, which is the Amorea flame activation level 2. The purpose of this technique is bonding the shadow body to the silver sanctum protection field to further raise and strengthen its natural frequencies and accelerate shadow body miasmic transmutation via divine blueprint infusion. It is accelerating the miasmic clearing of the shadow body. After this, we are going to need a rest. So I'm going to get right into the next technique 6 meditation. Relaxing where you are. I know that this is a long, big one, but it's worth it. Okay. Call to mind the image of your silver sanctum, pale silver blue Eckasha capsule, and imagine an image of the silver sanctum centered within the Amorea egg, within the azurite flame and azurite crystal at the azurite point. In the base of the thymus gland, the azurite point. Inhale Maharic current up into the azurite, directly into your silver sanctum capsule, stationed within the Amorea egg. Exhale the current into your silver sanctum, using the exhale breath to expand the silver sanctum capsule and everything around it, the Amorea egg, the azurite flame, the azurite crystal, through and outside of the physical and etheric bodies and into the auric field, several feet out from your body. Take 3 more deep inhale, exhale, Maharic breaths into the expanding silver sanctum to complete its expansion. Outward into the auric field, surrounding the physical and etheric bodies, several feet on all sides. Feel yourself sitting calmly, peacefully within the sacred space of your silver sanctum. Now focus your mental attention at the Iambi point below the navel. Call to mind the image of that dark fallen sun, the D1.75 heart of Anubis, 4th black heart of Metatron implant. The dark sun appears within the central vertical current as at the Iambi point, below as a rotating dull gray black sphere resembling metallic iron, about the size of a golf ball, It is surrounded by radiant, muddy-looking yellow-orange static aura, about 1 inch thick. Imagine you can see the Metatronic feeding cord, a narrow pipe or hose-like structure that extends out to the rear of the body on a horizontal plane from inside the EMB point, dark sun, to a position in your auric field just behind your left hip, about 6 to 8 inches beyond the physical body. The density 1 shadow body links to the organic density 1 physical and etheric bodies via the 4th black heart implant within the etheric body and shadow body EMB points. The density 1 shadow body stands behind and to the left with its back to the physical body on the DNA strand 2 node line. Imagine that you follow the Metatronic cord to its connection point within the shadow body subshield, where the horizontally extending cord behind you connects to the shadow body via a small, dull gray-black iron core crystal sphere, the size of a large marble. In your mind's eye, imagine that you are mentally focusing upon the small shadow body iron core crystal behind you in your auric field. Inhale Mahara current from Earth's core to the EMB point in your physical, etheric bodies, while calling to mind the image of the small pale silver blue Eros flame at the EMB point. Forcefully exhale Mahara current into the Eros flame center at the EMB. Imagine that the Eros flame flares and expands with the exhale breath, forming a secondary silver sanctum Eckasha capsule replica within the boundaries of the primary Eros flame Eckasha capsule surrounding you. Return your attention to the physical etheric EMB point. Inhale Mahara current into the EMB point and exhale through the EMB point and out into the silver sanctum Eckasha capsule replica in your auric field. Inhale another Maharic breath, imagining the silver sanctum replica contracts with the inhale and drawing back into the physical etheric EMB point to become a tiny pale silver blue Eros flame replica within the EMB point. Exhale strongly. Imagine the tiny Eros flame enters the replica of the flame, enters the Metatronic feeding cord pipeline at the EMB point and travels to the exhale breath, on the exhale breath, horizontally across the Metatronic cord and directly into the dull gray-black iron core crystal dark sun implant of the shadow body EMB point. Out behind you into the shadow body EMB. With the pale silver blue Eros flame replica stationed in the dark sun iron core crystal implant of the shadow body, inhale Maharic current up from the earth's core through your physical body's central vertical current to the 4th heart chakra. Exhale from the 4th heart chakra upward out the top of your head to chakra 14, 36 inches above the head. Inhale, imagine a marble-sized pale yellow sphere of light, the pale golden capstone node, D14 pale gold flame, core crystal, within the center of the 14th chakra. Use a forceful exhale, breath, to push the pale golden capstone node downward from the 14th chakra above the head to the etheric physical EMB point below the navel. Inhale a 2-point abdominal Maharic breath, simultaneously drawing D12 pale silver Maharic current upward from Earth's core to the EMB meeting point, while drawing pale gold D14 current downward from chakra 14 to meet the Maharic current within the EMB. Together they meet, and imagine that the pale silver D12, Maharic, and pale gold D14 Ki Rashe currents combine within the EMB to form a pale, sparkling, pale golden silver sphere, the golden silver one at the EMB point. Within the pale golden silver one sphere at the EMB point, take a deep, Maharic breath from Earth's core, drawing Maharic current into the center of the golden silver one sphere at the EMB. Exhale slowly, deeply. Imagine the golden silver one passing into and through the Metatronic cord in the center of the small Eros flame replica, which is waiting at the center of the dull gray black iron core crystal dark sun implant into the shadow body EMB. Return to regular breathing. Imagine that the golden silver one sphere begins to automatically expand within the pale silver blue Eros flame replica, pushed from within by the expanding golden silver one sphere. Imagine that the Eros flame replica is expanding outward from the dark sun implant through and beyond the boundaries of the shadow body. Into the Eros flame replica has formed a silver sanctum Eckasha capsule completely around the shadow body. Imagine that the golden silver one sphere contracts to form a pale golden silver one aura filter, surrounding and permeating the dark sun iron core crystal sphere, while leaving the silver sanctum Eckasha capsule secured around the shadow body. Begin to transmute the miasmic content of the shadow body by toning out loud 6 times the sacred secret Psonn, golden silver one. Notice name Ra-Ma'a. With the sounding of the secret Psonn, imagine that the beautiful pale golden silver one rays emerge from the golden silver one aura filter, surrounding the dark sun, spreading through the dark charcoal gray silhouette of the shadow body. When critical mass miasm saturation is reached, the golden silver one rays will automatically contract back into the aura filter around the dark sun implant. Imagine that you can now hear with inner ears or sense the vibrational fluctuations of the released miasmic level transmuting back into primal sound vibration, clearing the miasmic level of the shadow body through direct demanifestation. Imagine that you see the shadow body silhouette turning 1 shade lighter to become a mid-tone charcoal gray. As you withdraw your mental attention from the shadow body world known as the Silver Sanctum Eckasha capsule replica, will remain bonded with the Density 1 shadow body subshield, creating a barrier of protection and healing around and within the shadow body. The golden silver 1 aura filter on the dark sun implant will also remain, assisting to automatically transmute and release elemental and figment attachments that are drawn to the shadow body by the dark sun, heart of Anubis, 4th black heart of Metatron, shield implant. You have now protected and shielded your shadow body. Okay.